All right, guys, so we're 3 days out from competition and I'm just making my breakfast shake before I obviously go to the gym. I just wanted to make it with you guys so you can see what I put in here. Generally, how I go about things, I usually have this when I'm short on time or when I don't want to make a full breakfast and it does the job. So I usually put 4 tablespoons of oats, so that's 1, 2, 3 scoops of my protein shake in there. 1, 2, 3. Can't go wrong with a bit of peanut butter. 4 tablespoons of peanut butter. Got banana in there, chopped up nice and easy. I usually go, it's roughly 2 tablespoons of the Greek yogurt. I'd usually put coffee in there just to get me a little bit of energy. I'm gonna have my pre-workout in a little bit before I get to the gym as well. Right, let's get this mixed up. Perfect. Now I need to drink this and make my way to the gym. Right, guys, about to make my way to the gym now. Today is kind of like another deload day. Obviously, we're 3 days out, so we're not going to do anything heavy. It's mainly about practicing form and making sure, obviously, we smash it on the day. And as I'm going there, I'm going to talk a little bit about the equipment you need, the mindset you need, kind of going into powerlifting, especially a powerlifting competition. When it comes to powerlifting, it's very strict in terms of how you're judged. So for example, if we take my deadlift, the most I've ever deadlifted raw, so without straps, was what, 265 kg, and that was conventional. But obviously if you watch the clip back, you see the slight hitches. The bar that I was using in the video was the deadlift bar. So when it comes to a competition, they've got a comp standard bar. The weights are also calibrated and you can't hitch. So because of all of these things, obviously the rules change, because a lot of people be seeing powerlifters thinking, oh, I can lift that easily, or I can lift more than that easily. It's a whole complete different ball game, guys. That's one thing I've learned the hard way in a sense, because when I've come into it, I've thought to myself, okay, I've got these numbers in my head. If I can match these numbers, happy days. Obviously, that's not the case. Even with my squat, for example, my current PR with the squat at the moment is 282 and a half. I would say 280 kg, somewhat looking clean. But if you watch my form in that video, depth-wise, some people may say I got it, some people may say I don't, but in a comp basis, there's 3 judges, and if one of those judges thinks I've got that but 2 don't, then it doesn't count. So I've had to kind of change up my form on the squat to make sure that I'm increasing my chances of actually getting the lift and also keeping myself safe. If you watch my old squats back, you see it looks a little bit like a good morning, because my bum slightly comes up and then the rest of my body follows. And obviously with heavier loads, you tend to pump your lower back, and after a while you could end up injuring yourself. Going on to the equipment side of things, I noticed there's very, very strange things you probably wouldn't expect to be needing for a powerlifting competition. And one of those things is like briefs. Apparently you can't wear boxes, mainly because when you wear things like boxes, it can somehow maybe support the weight when you're doing things like deadlifts. It's so strange, but I've had to order myself briefs, literally off Amazon. But besides that, obviously when you powerlift, you need to be making sure you've got a singlet. You need to make sure you have powerlifting socks. Obviously you need to have slippers for the deadlift, because you can't just deadlift in your socks, or you need to have shoes that are okay to deadlift in. So when it comes to squats, obviously if you have slippers, you can use slippers again. I prefer squat shoes. I have the Reebok Legacies. When I got them, they were a game changer in terms of my squat. If you guys want any of the things that I'm talking about, I'll make sure to put a link down in the description so you guys can go get those things as well. Besides that, when it comes to, let's say, the bench press, it's important to have wrist wraps, Forgot about the knee sleeves on the squat. Knee sleeves are important, and you need to use, or you can only use, IPF approved equipment if you're performing in the IPF. So for example, I use SBD knee sleeves, SBD wrist straps, because these are things that are IFP approved, so I can actually use them. I've been drinking a lot of water recently, and I've noticed that water is actually a game changer. Like, a lot of people underrate water, because a lot of people, when they look at how much water intake they have in the day, if you actually added it up, you'd see it's maybe a liter or a liter and a half. Like, when you start drinking upwards of 2 liters plus, you start to feel the difference. I've been drinking a lot of water, obviously building up to this competition. For those that don't know, I'll be competing in the under 105 class. Obviously, I don't need to cut weight, but I'm just trying to make sure that I have enough water in my system, so when it comes to the day, my muscles are functioning at full capacity. Probably gonna have to take my pre-workout soon and obviously get in there and smash out the session. I'm gonna move every weight like it's a PR. Right guys, I've arrived at the gym, about to have my pre-workout. It's the Bangarang from More Formula. If you want some, there'll be a link in the bio. If you use the code BEST, you get 10% off. I am going to dry scoop this, and then I'm gonna go inside and start the session. 400 milligrams of caffeine in this bad boy, guys. Oh. Right guys, so I'm in the gym now, and yep, about to get into the session. Like I said, not going too crazy with the weights. Pretty much another deload session, just prepping for comp. Starting off with the squats, bench, then deadlift, obviously SBD. So I thought whilst I'm here, I'll show you guys how I put on knee sleeves and how you can as well. And just to give you guys context, these are a size small. And I'm competing in the under 105 class. So they're gonna be a mission to put on, but I'll show you guys how I put them on. So this is something some of the guys here at the Wolfpack showed me. So you pretty much put it on like this. Obviously, if I was to try to pull it up, there's no way I'm gonna get it on to fit properly like this. So once it's here, you wanna kind of fold the bottom, like so. Fold the top over the bottom, and then grab it, get a bit of a handle. You can stamp into the ground and then pull up. You also want to make sure it's on properly. Once you do that, you just grab from the bottom, and then you unfold it to the top, unfold the bottom, and bam, knee sleeve on. And it's just the same on the other side. And up, then roll down. We're in business. Let's jump into some squats. All right, let's go. First warm up. This is gonna be the first working set of 5 guys. I said 5 guys, man, I've got childish brain. I'm only gonna show you this set, and then obviously I'll do the same for the bench and the deadlift. So you're not sitting here all day watching me do 5 sets. Ooh, this takes the breath out of you. Spotters up, heavy holds with what, 270. Let's do this. Right, so this is my opener, guys, 235. After the heavy holds, coach says this should feel a lot easier than it usually does. Let's find out.
Big breath. Take your time. You've got 2 seconds left. Big breath. Let's go. Come on. Chest up. Good.
Easy, easy. That felt like air. Right, guys, so I'm moving on to the bench part of the session. Obviously working up to just 60%. I'm gonna be doing 5 sets of 6 reps at 100 kg. So this should be fun. Once again, just making sure the form's in place, cues are mentally in place. I'm gonna warm up with the bar. I usually skip this part. And if you didn't get that, that was a joke. I always do the bar. There we go. 1, 2. It's 100, but we've got to do 100 perfectly. Get in the mindset. Oh. There we go. Right, guys, on deadlift now. Squat shoes off. I'm gonna put on the Strength Shop slippers. If you want a pair of these, there'll be a link in the description. You can literally get them off Amazon. Literally feels like you're in socks. I would have the Strength Shop socks on as well, but they've not come yet. By the way, that's how I deadlift now. How I used to deadlift was pretty much no setup, just grab, and then I'd kind of like hit, so it would look something like no setup, grab, I'll get here. This is gonna be the top set. As far as I'm concerned, I'm gonna try and move this like the heaviest weight I've ever pulled off the ground in my life, because I need to be able to apply the movements that I do now to my top set, 3rd attempt on comp day. So yeah, let's do it. There we go. Not gonna show any more sets or reps of this. I'll call it a day there, guys.